What's up, guys? This is Matt.
And this is Willie.
And we are Barely Alive.
And this is our Mixdown tutorial. And today we're going to look at our song Rifle Blow Kiss, which is out on Monday on our Internet Streets EP.
Yeah, an EP that you guys should buy, probably.
Yeah. Alright, so we like to keep our projects nice and organized, as you can see here. We've got everything in groups. We've got our kick and snare group. We've got our cymbals group. We've got our backgrounds group, which we call ambience. So that's like pads, offbeat stabs, chants, whatever. Mid-bass group, very important. That's all where all the cool stuff happens. And then we've got our subgroup. And basically that's all the groups. And the way we process all the groups individually, so like everything gets processed together. And we'll do like EQing, compression, whatever. And then we'll always limit it at the end, so each group is peaking at 0. And then we go to the group faders and set the volume for each group individually, and that way you can get a consistent mix. So for our groups, we have kick and snare always at 0. You want it to be the loudest thing in the mix by far. The high loop cymbals are at -2 in this particular project. The backgrounds are at -6. Mid bass is at -4, and subs are at -6.
Cool. So we used to make our songs really, really loud in the master, and that was really effective for getting a really loud sound. But it's also really tough when you want to have a very dynamic part of the song, like an intro or a build or something where there's lots of like delicate parts to a song. So what we did to make it so we could have lots of really quiet parts to a song is we did something called a pre-master. So essentially what we did is we took all the parts that we want to be really heavily compressed.
Like the drop.
Yeah, like basically the drop. So the mids and the drums, basically. And we send them to a pre-master, and that is right here. And the pre-master can be anything, really. It can be limiters, saturators, multi-band compression, sausage fattener, basically anything. And this is where the song gets all of its dynamic qualities. And it really defines what the song sounds like, at least in a compression way. It doesn't change the timbre of the song, but...
So, for example, here's just the pre-master that we use for Rifle Blow Kiss.
Yeah, so that's just it's pretty heavily compressed. So everything else is just going straight to the master, and that's like hi-hats, cymbals, everything else just goes straight to the master. And the master is basically, you can see here, it's a limiter, a saturator, and another limiter. So we don't actually have that much going on in the master. It's just limiting, basically. And this is actually nothing.
Yeah. Another thing we should talk about is sidechaining.
True.
What we like to use, we don't really use sidechaining compression, which is the origin of sidechaining. We use plugins like Volume Shaper here, which lets you draw a curve that lets you completely whack down the volume to 0 decibels when you trigger it. LFO tool does the same thing.
Yeah.
So we use both of them interchangeably, whichever one we really feel like using.
Yeah, Willie's good with Volume Shaper, and I'm better with LFO.
Yeah.
So that's where we differ. That's why you see both of them in this project.
That's the difference. And for other things like hi-hats, we might not want to compress them that much, so then we might use like an actual compressor with sidechaining.
That can go for any. That can go also for ambience. Sometimes we'll do that for ambience.
Yeah.
But brick walling for the mid synths and breathy sidechaining for things that are more delicate.
Yeah. So to recap, I'd say just very important to group all your tracks. Send the kick, snare, and the mid bass to a pre-master bus, and sidechain, and you're good to go.
Turn up.
Turn up. Our EP is out on Monday, so please buy it.